Alright, so to kick things off, I kind of wanted to go back in time just like Kakarot did, and to get a better understanding on why they chose this route for the DLC. And to be honest, I think my mind is changing the further I get into the history of Trunks' story. So today I figured we'll start off at the beginning, or the setup, and what I think could possibly be the start of the new DLC. So you already know, let's get it. What it do, YouTube? You already know it's your boy Go Kid Go, and we back with another Dragon Ball Z Kakarot video. And in today's video, I kind of wanted to start at the beginning, the basics, you know? I low-key wanted to become one with Bandai and try to figure out why did they go backwards in times instead of forwards. Now don't get me wrong, it's not that hard to understand. Now I know Super is not Dragon Ball Z, and I also understand that most of this stuff that we seen in Super was pretty much flashbacks of what happened in Dragon Ball Z, but that still doesn't mean I don't want to move forward. Needless to say, they chose this route and I can dig it. So in today's video, I'm gonna try my best to break down the actual setup of this DLC and how it could possibly start off. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next Dragon Ball Z Kakarot video that we do. Now with that out of the way, let's get to the setup. Alright, so when talking about the new DLC, the very first thing I wanted to think about was the gameplay time. Like with the first two DLCs being about 1.5 to 2 hours long, and I want to say the actual first DLC we got was only like an hour long, I can't really picture that this DLC will be 8 to 12 hours long. And the reason being is, like, if you tell the story of the history of Trunks, I'm kind of taking that as we only talking about the past, and the only things we have to go off of is a couple flashbacks in a movie, which is cool, and don't get me wrong, but I was looking at my past streams when the game first came out, and I played like the Frieza arc. I played it all the way straight through on the same stream, and that was only about 4 hours and 30 minutes, and that's without no sub quest. Even if I did play sub quest, there ain't no way it was about to be anywhere close to 8 hours. So as for me, in my opinion, I think we only gonna get 4 to 6 hours, and 6 hours is stretching it. And before I move on to the next thing, I don't know if y'all ever played the Spider-Man Miles Morales game, but if you did, you would know that that game is only 8 hours, and that's a full game. Well, I want to say it's 8 hours and some change, not including the missions after the game. But anyways, I hope you get what I'm saying. The next thing I was thinking about is, like, how are we gonna start off the DLC? Because we all know where the timeline actually breaks apart, and that's right before Trunks comes back to the past to warn everybody about the future. And when you look at it, I don't think they could start us off there because Gohan was still only a kid, and I want to say Trunks was an infant, or even at that moment probably not even born yet. So it's gonna have to be some type of time skip, a time jump, to where, like, when they were showing us in the trailer the adult Gohan and teen Trunks. So now the DLC actually begins, and realistically the only thing I can see them starting off with is training. And if you guys remember the training quest from the first DLC and the second DLC, it didn't take that long to get the training done. Now granted, our level cap might be different, and to be honest with y'all, I think it should be different, because we talking about two different timelines right here. We talking about a Trunks without Goten, a Gohan without Goku, and a time chamber. Another thing, Gohan doesn't fight Cell. So at the end of the day, I think both characters should have a way more different power level than they had in the main story. Now I guess once we get training out of the way, it's not really many people left on Earth. Like they said in the story, they killed off 75% of the human population. Cell is not even born yet, and there's literally nobody else to train with other than Gohan and Trunks. The Kais are definitely not around. I mean, it's literally nobody else but Gohan and Trunks and a couple of other people. So if they was to put subquests in there, I know that they can have us running off to go fight like the little robot enemies and stuff like that, but still I don't think they can give us like 10 subquests all fighting like little robots or like the little enemies that be flying around. So now that we trained with Gohan and we completed a couple side quests, I feel like now it'd be the time to go with Gohan and try to fight the androids by itself. Or wait, they do fight them together and then Gohan goes off and fights them by himself before he gets killed. Okay, so put it like this: Trunks and Gohan goes to fight the androids, they lose, then maybe they train some more, they get ready to fight them again. Gohan don't think Trunks is ready, he knocks him out, then goes to fly off and fight them by himself. You actually beat the androids in the mission, but the cutscene shows where Gohan actually dies. Eventually Trunks wakes up, finds Gohan's body, he turns Super Saiyan for the first time. We might have to do a couple more more side quest missions in our new Super Saiyan form, and then after that you got to go back and try to fight the androids all over again, but this time with just Trunks. So I figured Trunks beat them, the cutscene shows him losing, and then at this point Bulma already has the time machine made, and then that's when we have Trunks trying to escape back to the past to go warn everybody about the androids in the future. Now pause right quick. This right here to me is where the history of Trunks ends. When he goes back to the past, he's actually changing in the timeline. I feel like even though it's a part of his story, it's still like they trying to tell the history of Trunks, or in my mind I'm thinking like the past. I don't think that they can end the DLC like right there. So literally if they go any further with the story, they have to tell a story from Trunks' point of view, like us riding in the time machine as Trunks going to see Goku, or should I say rather waiting for Goku to pop back up, then you fighting Frieza and King Cole, and pretty much going through all the motions like that happened in the main story. But the thing about it, didn't we use Trunks to fight Cell in the main story already? I mean, you really see what I'm talking about? The only way I could think of it is that they're like going full circle. So when Team Trunks actually becomes future Trunks, I wonder if that's where we're gonna pick the story back up at, because way later down the road we know he trains with the Kais, we know he defeats Deborah and Babidi, but when talking about him fighting the Majins, that's like damn near a 20-year gap, and pretty much everything that happened in that gap except for him training with the Kais and him fighting Deborah and Babidi, we kind of already played it out in the game, so I just don't understand it. So for me, I believe that's the only way they could stretch this out to like 8-12 hours long, or 6 hours if that. They pretty much have to tell the whole story, the whole history of Trunks, and to be honest, they might be just setting up for that. And realistically, if they could push all the way to Deborah, Goku Black is really not that far off. He only like 3 years after that, but I could still see them saving that for another game. To me, it's just like if you tell a Trunks story all the way up until then, you might as well go ahead and grab the Goku Black, because that's pretty much the last thing, because at the end of that he goes to an alternate timeline with his younger version of himself in it, and he pretty much does his own thing from there on out. So yeah, there we have it, the setup all the way through pretty much. I know your boy was rambling, but hey, I just wanted to get in here, do a video, and I just wanted to express my thoughts and really just talk about how this whole DLC could play out. Because I mean, really looking at the trailer, the opening trailer, it clearly says a story without Goku, and not only Goku, nobody else is gonna be there either. So I already know 17 and 18 about to be hella hard. We probably about to be getting dropped off all day until we figure out how we gonna finesse them, because Gohan and Trunks gonna be hella weak because they ain't been training. Scratch that, they ain't been training like with Goku and Vegeta and the other Z Warriors, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think they knew that the androids was coming. I think they just popped up, and y'all already know it's only Piccolo who do training and Vegeta in the time of peace. Anyways guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there before I keep on going. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts down in the comment section, how y'all feel like this gonna play out. If y'all enjoyed this video, man, leave a big like at the bottom. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on them notifications so you don't miss the next Dragon Ball Z Kakarot video that we do. Alright man, y'all boys been here long enough. Y'all already know it's been real. It's your boy Go Kid Go, and I'm out. Peace.